Hello, this is MrChabry. We have defeated all 4 of the Elite Four, and that leaves one more trainer for us to fight before the actual story of the game is completed. So we will descend down into this chamber. Now, this is a chamber that might look familiar. It's the chamber that we ascended in Black 1 before we, you know, Witness N tried to take over the world, and then Getsus came out of the shadows, and all destruction happened, you know. Now we're back here, and it's time for us to actually have a championship battle that actually takes place within the story, the main storyline. And that means walking into here, and you can see that there's been a few adjustments. Before, you just step up here and there wasn't much going on up here. Now Iris has had a chance to adjust a lot, and you might recognize her if you played Pokemon Black. You did see her hang out with Bianca quite a bit. If you played Pokemon White, well, you got to face her at the 8th Gym Leader. We've seen her before, but now we are going to witness her capabilities. And I think this is actually a fitting final battle for, you know, the 5th generation. Because the 5th generation, the main thing about it is that dragon types were so overpowered that after this they had to add fairy type to nerf the incredible power of dragon. So really, you are battling someone who has pretty much experienced the peak of dragon typing. This is the peak of dragon types. Now, if you're playing challenge mode, I feel sorry for you because she's going to have even tougher team. But we're not doing challenge mode. We're doing normal mode. So she's going to lead off with Hydreigon with Flamethrower, Charge Beam, Dragon Pulse, and Surf. It has huge array of moves, which is just incredible. Wants to learn Focus Punch? Nah. Focus Punch would fail if we happen to get attacked that turn. Next up is Druddigon. Now, let's go ahead and switch for Druddigon. This thing knows Rock Slide, Flamethrower, Dragon Tail, and Focus Blast. So, I think for Druddigon... yeah, I think for Druddigon, we'll go Watercress. Watercress is going to be highly important throughout this battle, because the only thing that Dragon is weak to is itself and Ice, and I do have Blizzard on this thing. And I've been packing it just for this occasion. This thing is pretty tough. It has the Life Orb and the Sheer Force ability. So its hits are going to hit like a truck. It knows Focus Blast, which usually when I click Focus Blast, it misses. But you can see she's going to connect. It also knows Rock Slide, Flamethrower, and Dragon Tail. She's going to full restore. That's why I'm clicking Blizzard again. And we will connect that Blizzard and get the thing all nice and frigid. Ooh, a crit. And I do know that crit mattered because we didn't one-shot it before. Next up is Lapras. Now, this is actually not a dragon type, but it is a threatening Pokemon. It has Surf, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, and Sing. Want to be careful with it because it is a very bulky Pokemon. It will try to put you to sleep and then just wallop on you. Now, I'm going to hit Wild Charge because I know it has really high special defense. And Wild Charge is going to be a little bit more effective than a Thunderbolt. Oh my gosh, and it still is going to survive. Holy smokes. Alright, I do need to heal up, and I've got a full restore, so I need to do this. I need to get my HP up so I can live the hit, and then I need to wake up at the same time. Alright, Ice Beam, please do not freeze. If there is a hope, do not freeze. Alright, Thunderbolt to finish this thing off. And there it goes. Yeah, Lapras really tough. Bulky Pokemon. Really strong choice for Iris. Lemon's at level 58, which is really nice. Next up is Aggron. This is a rock steel type. Now, usually these things come sporting the sturdy ability. Hers happens to have rock head instead. Knows Earthquake, Double Edge, Rock Slide, and Atomize. If you've got a fighting or a ground type, you're going to be doing well here. This should actually one-shot it, because it's quad weak to it. And it doesn't have sturdy. And there we go. Next up is Archeops. Now, this is a threatening Pokemon, just because it has really high stats. Now, if you're able to knock this thing down to half, you basically have shut it down. It knows Acrobatics, Rock Slide, Dragon Claw, and Endeavor. It's actually not a Dragon type either. Rock Slide's going to be kind of annoying, and it's going to actually knock me out, which is not good. We'll go into Pomegranate here, because really what I need to do is just bring its health down to half. Or not Pomegranate, this is actually Zoroark. That's what I meant to say. Zoroark. Zoroark is faster. We're going to hit it. Bring it down to half, which is huge. That Defeatus is going to prevent it from... Look at how little that did. Look how little damage that did after the Defeatus activated. That is huge. Alright, level 62. Next up is her ace, Haxorus. This is her last Pokemon. This is also the scariest Pokemon on her team. It knows Earthquake, X-Scissor, Dull Chop, and Dragon Dance. Now, what she's going to do every time, she's going to start off by clicking Dragon Dance. She has a Focus Sash, so no matter what you do, you will not one-shot her. So, I need this Blizzard to bring it down to 1 HP. Yes, alright. And I need her not to heal. I'm going to spam Blizzard. I need her not to heal. A freeze! Yes! Oh, right on. Okay, let's Blizzard. Right on. And look at this. The epic conclusion. We have defeated Haxorus. We have defeated Iris. And that's it. We have defeated the champion. Which means we have defeated the main story of this game. Having a serious battle with you and your Pokemon. Me and my Pokemon. We got to know each other better than before. Let's go. Oh. What's going to happen? What is this? What's happening? You got a secret tunnel back here? Oh, you do have a secret tunnel. Okay. Go ahead. Hurry. I guess I'll hurry. Is she going to push me up there? Hey. Oh, I guess I'm just walking on my own. But, yeah, there we go. We have defeated the champion. And thus, we have defeated Pokemon Black 2. Now, there's one more thing I do want to do in Black 2 before we basically say goodbye to the Generation 5 playthrough games. So, but we'll do that in the next episode. What we're going to focus on now is the bonds that we have made with our Pokemon. Now, we had a really good team. I do like this team quite a bit. Alright, and let's see. We got Hazelnut, level 58. Watercress, 59, our starter, really coming in and helping us out. Lemon, really one of my MVPs through a big chunk of the game. Zoroark actually ended up leveling up. That's because I really like the trickery. I could play with that thing. 57 on our Prunes. And then Pomegranate, also 57. The Pokemon that a lot of people seem to hate when it comes to the evolutions. But I actually found it really enjoyable to use. I actually liked using Pomegranate. Really a good Pokemon. Oh, and we've unlocked Challenge Mode. Maybe in the future we'll do Challenge Mode, but that means you have to restart from scratch. You have to lose all your Pokemon. Maybe off in the future, we'll do a challenge mode. Not right now, though. Because we have a beautiful, beautiful thing to reflect on. And that is our journey. Our journey that took us all the way from the western shores of Unova. I guess it would be like real-life New Jersey where we started. We went all the way through Unova, and now we get to make the epic journey back. As the fireworks proclaim the new champion has been crowned, we walk through the Elite Four, who are recognizing us as their new champion. Hey, how's it going? Iris conferring unto us the champion title. But unlike other champions that kind of just sit around, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to make the journey back home. And we're going to see the credits. So there it is. Pokemon Black 2. Really, one of the best Pokemon games in my opinion. I do think the Generation 5 games were really strong. And I know they didn't do as well when it comes to, you know, their cells. But I do find them enjoyable. I do think they were strong games. They had a really strong story. Maybe, you know, maybe there's less exploration factor. I mean, there's areas to explore, but, you know, the region is kind of, you know, pointing you in one direction mostly. And maybe that's one of the things that kind of hurt it. Of course, with Black 1, you know, the Pokedex just limited to Unova Dex. That hurt it. But I feel like Black 2 should have performed better than it did because it has everything. It has older Pokemon brought in. It has new areas in Unova. You get to see how your actions in the first Unova games has affected the world, and now how, going forward, they have changed things. I find that really interesting, and I wish they would do more of that with other Pokemon games. You know, I think that would be cool if maybe, hey, we had a Pokemon Diamond and Pearl 2. It takes place 3 years after the original Diamond and Pearl. Maybe even a, you know, X2, Y2. Which, of course, I don't think we're going to get any of those, but I always think it'd be cool to kind of see the world after, you know, your player character has interacted, has challenged the evil team organization, and the lessons that were learned from that. You get to see that here. We have one half of Team Plasma who has learned the lesson, the other half of Team Plasma who basically shakes off any moral idea of what they were planning on doing and just, you know, takes up the call for, oh, Getsus should be the guy in charge. We're not going to pretend that we're doing this for any other motive. We just want Getsus to be our guy in charge, and we don't want anyone else. You know, I think that's actually interesting, kind of seeing the changes within Team Plasma and how the ones that learn from Black 1 are now fighting the ones that aren't even pretending to be doing good for the world. And you have this big, you know, shakedown that happens. I think that's pretty cool. You do see a lot of, you know, trainers that you fought in Black come back. Kind of like the Ice-type gym leader. He's no longer the gym leader. He's just a full-time actor now. And I think it's cool just kind of thinking about, all right, if he retires, does that mean you have a new Ice-type gym leader? Not necessarily. They can set up a new gym somewhere else, and then the old gym becomes defunct. I think that's interesting. And you got hints of that, you know, in the original Generation 1 with, you know, Saffron City. You've got a defunct gym next to the new Saffron City gym. But I would like to see more of that. You know, you've got a gym that's now defunct. You've got a new gym, whole new challenge. You get to see how the characters have progressed. You've got Sharon and Bianca, they have progressed from the characters they were. You have In, who before was kind of misled. Now he sets himself up as the guardian of Unova, taking on that role since Zekrom has chosen him. And the big question that everyone has asked that, played through this game is, where is the protagonist from Pokemon Black? Good question. It's a good question. It's a question I think they should have answered within the game. I mean, they answered that question in Pokemon Gold and Silver about the protagonist from Red. And they should have done here. But of course, we're going to figure out the answer soon. Anyway, we're back home. The champion that kind of, we're not going to stick around on the Pokemon League pedestal. We're going to come home. Kind of like a beyond the yellow brick road moment. We're going to come back home, tend to our garden. We have achieved our goal. We're going to do the Thanos thing and just garden as our retirement. Anyway, that is Pokemon Black 2. I've got one more thing I would like to do before we wrap up the series, so tune in next time for that. If you like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I will see you in the next Pokemon video.